people and welcome! We will see here QuarkXPress 10 software and how to use it. Leave feedbacks to improve our pronunciation. QuarkXPress is a software used for the print and digital marketing and publicizing that can be used to create books, magazines, promo flyers and graphic advertisements, just like Adobe InDesign. Let's get a quick overview. To create a new document or layout, go to Create section in the Welcome window and choose Project. Or you can go to File, New and then to Project. In the New Project window, you can choose how this layout has to be in size, orientation and margin. Below Layout Type, you can set all these options manually. Layout type selects the kind of layout. If it is printed later, choose Print. If you want to create an ebook app, you will choose an ebook format. Let's see an easy print layout. Choose the size, which is the size of the physical page where the layout will be, the orientation of the page. If the page must be put vertical, choose Portrait, otherwise Landscape. Then go to OK. The new document will be opened in a new window aside that you can enlarge, close or minimize. Each window represents a Quark project, indicated through a .qxp file, and each project can be composed by different page layouts that you can browse below the project name. To add a new layout to an existing project, simply right-click on a layout name. To create a new project instead, use File, New, Project as seen before. The new page will have blue guides, indicating the margins. These represent a safe zone between the inner area that will be printed and the physical borders of the page. You can edit the layout properties right-clicking on its name and going to Layout Properties anytime. Let's see how to check your page fast. Hold down and drag to move your page inside. Hold Ctrl down and use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out fast. There are three main important things to know to use this software: how to generate shapes, how to manage images, and how to manage text. By default, in the top left corner, you have a small window called the Tools window. Mind that if you don't find any window because closed, you can open it again going to Window and then choosing the window interested. This tool has inside all you need to create with QuarkXPress. To create a shape, click on the rectangle box tool. You can pick other shapes, for example a circle. The buttons with a small black corner do have other options inside. To show them, simply hold your mouse down and release it when you are at the one interested. To draw the shape, simply click and drag. Use the Line tool to draw a straight line. To draw a complex line with straight segments and curves, use the Bezier pen tool. This tool requires some practice to use it fine, and it is identical to the one used by the Adobe softwares in behavior and buttons to be used. If you need help, watch the tutorial dedicated to the pen tool in our channel. You can create a table using the Table tool, choosing the number of rows and columns first. Each of these shapes do have filling and stroke. Filling here is called background and can be added and edited through the Colors window. Just select the shape interested and select the kind of filling: a solid color, a gradient with or without transparency, through the option on the right. Use None in italic to remove the filling applied. This filling can be applied on shapes that have a closed contour, so no open lines or tables. Stroke, here called frame, can be applied on any object instead. Simply select the object and then go at the bottom. Here you have different buttons that show up when you approach your mouse. Simply click on the frame button. This rules the thickness, the color and the kind of stroke applied. Use 0 pt to delete any stroke applied. You won't have the frame button for the straight line. You can directly choose size and color through the classic section. You can transform objects pretty fast. Enable the item tool, the first icon in the list. Click on an object to select it. Click and drag to create a marquee selection area. All objects that fall inside it will be selected. To size a shape, simply drag the white squares. If you approach them externally, you will rotate the object. Click and drag to move an object elsewhere. Mind that you can enable the item tool anytime, simply holding Ctrl down. You can personalize an object even more, going at the bottom and clicking the classic button. Here you can adjust size, kind of edges, and angle of rotation precisely. You can keep the aspect ratio constant if you click next to the size values. Overlappings in QuarkXPress are managed by the layers. The Layers window shows you the order of these, so that a layer A upper than a layer B is shown always on such layer B in the workspace. Each layer has its own color and its own objects inside. All objects belonging to a layer do show a path with its same color. When you create a new object, this will belong to the layer that is actually selected. Use the plus above to add new layers. You can move a layer in the order simply selecting it and pulling it up or down. Click on the eye to hide a layer. This will have its name in italic. Click on the same slot to make it appear again. An hidden layer hides all the related objects from the workspace as well. Enable the lock icon to lock the layer. A layer locked can't be moved or edited, and so its objects, until the layer will be unlocked. Use the bin button on the right to delete the layer. This will delete all its objects related to. Mind that you can't delete the default layer. If you don't need it, simply hide it with the eye. Use the button next to the plus to move the object selected to another layer. You can rule which objects must stay on others using the layers order. If you want an object to stay on another, simply add it to a new layer that is upper in the list. You can cut, copy and paste using Ctrl and X, Ctrl and C and Ctrl and V. Use cut to delete fast an object selected. You can undo a mistaken action using Ctrl and Z. Let's now see how to import images. When you build a page, you may need to add photos inside. Activate the Picture Content tool. This tool simply creates an area dedicated for the future image. Then press Ctrl and E to open the import window. Then just browse for your image to import inside. This will be put into the content frame selected first. Once imported, the image may be bigger than its space dedicated. If you click elsewhere, it will be shown just the part of the image that is inside, and this is what you will see when the image will be printed. When you select the frame, you will see the part of the image that is not shown a little more transparent. Use the render points to set the size of the inner image. You can move the image clicking and dragging. Your pointer will have the shape of an hand. Approach them to rotate instead. You can rule better the image using the classic button at the bottom, as seen with the objects before. Mind that the aspect ratio is kept constant by default. You may need to unlock to fit the image to its content frame at its best. Use then the frame button to set the aspect of the content frame, for example adding some stroke. Moving the content frame means moving its inner image as well. You can set the frame size using the white squares. If you hold Ctrl down too, you will size its content as well. Let's now see how to create and manage text. Enable the Text Content tool and click and drag to create a text content frame. This behaves exactly like the image content frame, with the difference that inside there is not an image, but a text paragraph. You can type inside normally using your keyboard. But in case your text is too big or your paragraph is too long, a red small square can appear in a corner. This means that the text frame is not showing all the text, so you need to make the text smaller or enlarge the text content frame, simply clicking and dragging on the white squares. If you hold Ctrl down, you will enlarge its inner text as well. To delete the text content frame, you need to enable the Item tool and then select and use Ctrl and X. How to manage the text inside? All you need is at the bottom. In Classic section you can choose the distribution of the text and its font, size, color, angle of rotation and so on. Make sure to select the part of text you need to edit first. You can add columns too, to arrange the text in different blocks in the page. Practice. To manage professionally the text distribution, you need to go to the text section. Here you can set padding, distance and margins. Tick multiple insets to set personalized margins for each direction. The frame button is equal to the one seen for the object and the image content frame. The character attributes has almost all the options found in the Classic section. Use the paragraph one to set indents, distribution between single lines, and so on. It is very simple, just try. Very important in professional projects is to link the text. Enable the text linking tool. To use this tool, you need to select at least 2 text content frames. The first selection is for the frame where the text paragraph starts. The second one for the second frame to be filled with text when there won't be space in the first one. And you can link on and on a third one and a fourth one. Semi-transparent arrows help you to see where the text goes. When links are done, simply come back to the text tool and work on. Text unlinking tool does the contrary. Last thing to see is how to save. Go to File and then to Save or Save As. In this way you can save the document as a Quark project, as .qxp, so that you can open this project again to edit it in the future. If you need to save it to print it, go to File and then to Export. Save it as .pdf and simply print your document. It will show up exactly like the page is in QuarkXPress when nothing is selected and in Output Preview mode. Go to View, View Sets and enable Output Preview. You can come back choosing Default. Thanks for watching this video. Check our channel to discover other amazing softwares.